Right, so the World Cup is upon us. It's just a few days away. I think, by the time this is out, just like a week away, depending on when this goes out. But anyways, the World Cup squads are coming out, and I thought, there's a lot of people doing their own predictions, or a lot of people who did their predictions for the England World Cup squad, or the World Cup roster. Now, I'm going to do my predictions for the Mexico World Cup roster. As I'm recording this, I have not seen it, and it has not come out, at least officially. So, yeah, it's not an exact prediction. It's just my personal Mexico national team roster for the World Cup, because we want to bring it home. And hopefully, we will bring it home. Let's go, Mexico. Vamos! So, for the goalkeepers, I'm taking 3 different goalkeepers, of course. Most teams are taking that. So, yeah, because there's 26 players in the squad, and for our first 3 we have 3 goalkeepers, and we're going for Guillermo Ochoa, of course, a legend in the Mexican national team, and in the World Cup he always turns out to be a fantastic goalkeeper, arguably one of the best goalkeepers at the tournament. For second spot, I'm gonna go for Rodolfo Cota. I think he's been fantastic, and he has been known to show up for the Mexican national team as a backup to Guillermo Ochoa. Now, for the third spot, I think very deservedly so, he should be going to this World Cup. I do not know why he's not going to this World Cup. I believe he's already been ruled out. But for me, he would definitely be going, and that is Carlos Acevedo. He's like 27 years old, playing phenomenally for Santos in the Mexican League. And I still don't understand why Tata Martino just sticks with the older goalkeepers. He still goes with Alfredo Talavera, who is very old. Nothing wrong against a veteran, but when you have a younger goalkeeper who is performing better, go for the younger goalkeeper who's performing better. But anyways, those are my 3 goalkeeper picks, and let's move on to the defense. Okay, so for the defenders, I'm taking quite a few. I'm taking 2 left backs, 4 center backs, and 3 right backs. Now, in the left back position, I have Jesus Gallardo, who's playing phenomenally. I think he's going to be an underrated left back at this World Cup, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be going and starting for this Mexican national side. And just behind him, I have Gerardo Arteaga, who has also been performing pretty well for the Mexican national team and for his club side. Now, for the center backs, it's going to be a little complicated, but we're going to go for Nestor Araujo and Hector Moreno. I think they've been fantastic, and I think they'll be great for the Mexican national side. They are a little lackluster, and they have been playing in the, Mexican League, which is a problem within itself, but that's besides the point. I think they're pretty good. And for me, I would not take Johan Vasquez. I would actually take Olivas from Chivas. I know I'm a Chivas fan, and they may be a little biased, but I personally think he's having a better season. He's playing a little more, while Johan Vasquez is playing in Italy. I think he's not playing enough, and he's not playing to the standard that we should be taking to the World Cup. I still think Vasquez will go, but for me, he's not going. Johan Vasquez is not going, because we are also putting Angulo. I put Angulo going to the World Cup, at least for my squad, my roster. Those are the 4 center backs that I'm taking, because I just feel like they are and would be the best. But I do have an outside shot for Israel Reyes. I didn't put him as a defender for this lineup, but he does play at center back, and he can play in other positions, including CDM, which could come in handy for, the World Cup in case our main CDM gets injured. And I'll talk about that when we get into the midfielders. But last but not least, we also brought in 3 different right backs, should I say. Kevin Alvarez of Pachuca, Julian Araujo, and of course, Jorge Sanchez, who's playing at Ajax right now, paired alongside another Mexican, who I will talk about later. But yeah, I think those 3 right backs are absolutely amazing. Jorge Sanchez is a little bit shaky in the Champions League, but in the Eredivisie, the little time that he's played, or the few times that he's played, should I say, he's been playing pretty well. Kevin Alvarez obviously won the Mexican League with Pachuca, and Julian Araujo, sorry, getting these names confused, but Julian Araujo, he's playing pretty well for LA Galaxy. I'm also an LA Galaxy fan. I think he's been playing phenomenally, and I think he should be going to the World Cup with Mexico. So, for the midfield, I brought 6, technically 7 midfielders, depending on how you like to see it, in the CDM role. Obviously, our main starter, arguably our best player. Personally, he's my favorite Mexican player at the moment, and our best player, but it's Edson Alvarez. Edson Alvarez, El Titan, the Titan. Of course, he's been absolutely amazing for Ajax. He's been ripping it up. I know people who say they have a lot of controversial thoughts about him, but personally I think he's been tearing it up for Ajax, and he's been doing that for quite a few seasons now, and I think he should get a move, and especially after this World Cup, if he has a good World Cup, he will be moving to a bigger team. That being said, other midfield positions, of course, I have Israel Reyes hopefully going as a backup for him. You know, he can play center back, but he can also play CDM, which I think will be a versatile move for us. And now, in the other midfield positions, I have quite a few players, and quite a few of them playing for Pachuca, seeing as they perform so well. And I have Luis Chavez, Carlos Rodriguez, Sebastián Córdoba, who now plays for Tigres, who used to play for America, of course. And I also have Eric Gutierrez and Eric Sanchez. Now, a few of them, they come from Pachuca. They've been playing alongside each other, and I feel like they've had a good enough season this season for the Mexican League. And they've won the Mexican League, a few of them, like Luis Chavez. They've been playing phenomenally, so that's why I'm taking them. I know there's no Andres Guardado, there's no Hector Herrera. I know you guys are probably thinking, where's the, you know, the veterans? Where are the experienced players? I'm not taking most of them. I'm not putting in so many experienced players in the midfield. I feel like we need a little youth. We need that, you know, to revitalize that midfield. We need the strength. We need the speed. We need the youth, you know? I feel like that's what we've been really lacking as the Mexican side. You know, of course, in defense, it's quite lackluster, but we don't have many players that can play so well in defense. So that's why I'm focusing more on the midfield to, you know, being able to capitalize on the speed of our youngsters, the you know, just the energy of our youthful players like Luis Chavez. I know, I mean, they're not even that young when you think about it. They're from like 20 to about 28. I know Eric Gutierrez is the oldest of our players. But still, Edson Alvarez has been experienced. He didn't go to the last World Cup, but I think this World Cup is perfect for him. I think he's going to tear it up in this World Cup. He's going to be amazing for us. And I think he's going to be, you know, one of the superstars of the World Cup if we do end up progressing through the knockout stages, you know? And if we have any chance of making it out of this group, making it past El Quinto Partido, it's going to be tough. So, yeah, that's why I have more of a youthful midfield, but I think Sebastián Córdoba, you know, Eric Sanchez and Carlos Rodriguez, I think they have a great shot of actually going, and they're kind of my outside shots for going because they provide a goal threat. And I feel like that's something we might need, especially with the likes of some of our attackers not going, like, you know, our strikers not being up to par or playing in lower leagues or not being so well in the top leagues like Raúl Jiménez. But that's besides the point. Those are the midfields that I'm taking, and now let's move on to the forwards. So, my final 7 slots that remain in the 26-man roster for this Mexican side, I have, of course, Chucky Lozano. I'm taking Henry Martin. I'm taking Diego Lainez. I'm taking Alexis Vega. Those are indisputable. I think they are going for sure. Now, when we're talking about the backup strikers, or even the starting striker and the backup left winger, and yeah, just a few strikers and the left winger, I'm actually going to take Arturo Gonzalez as our backup left winger. I know he actually plays more in left midfield for Monterrey, but for me, I think he should go. He's been providing pretty well for Monterrey. He's been playing pretty well. I believe he was the top assister for Monterrey in this Liga MX season, and I think why not give him a chance? Alexis Vega, of course, he's going to be the starter. I think he's going to play really well, and he's going to be wearing the number 10 for us, but backup to him, why not Arturo Gonzalez? Someone a little younger, someone a little more vitalized, someone who can provide that energy on the left wing and help out Jesus Gallardo down the left, because why not? Now, talking about the right wing, of course, we have Irving Chucky Lozano, who's playing for arguably a really big team, arguably the biggest team out of this whole lineup, and that is Napoli. Napoli are having a fantastic season. Lozano isn't, he's starting to get the rhythm of it. I believe he scored and assisted in his last game for Napoli, and I think he's going to be pretty good for us again. He's getting a little older. I believe he's 27 or about to be 28, somewhere around the age. But he's absolutely amazing. Of course, he's going to be our starter. Just behind him, we have Diego Lainez, who always provides, who, when he comes in for Mexico, comes in as a sub, and he most likely provides. And he's scored a goal, he's got assists. And you know what? I know he's not playing so well for Sporting Braga, who's now, of course, that's in the Portuguese league, but I think he can provide pretty well for us in the Mexico jersey. Now, onto the strikers. Of course, I'm taking Henry Martin. He's absolutely amazing. He's been doing well for America for quite a few seasons, and he deserves the call-up. Now for the other two striker positions, of course, we only have 2 more spots in this 26-man squad. I'm going for the youngster Santiago Jimenez. He came from Cruz Azul and now he's gone to Feyenoord in the Netherlands. That is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for him. And I know he hasn't been playing much in the Eredivisie, which is the Dutch league, but in the Europa League, which is the second tier of the Champions League, he's been tearing it up. I believe he's the top goal scorer with 6 or 7 goals. He's playing phenomenally in the Europa League. I think he is the breakout star in the Europa League so far this season, at least in my opinion. Of course, I'm a little biased because he's Mexican, but yeah, I'm taking Santi Jimenez for sure. And now in this last striker position, I'm taking another striker. And as much as I'm not a big fan of this particular player, and it's very controversial, but I'm taking Chicharo. For me, I'm taking Chicharito. Javier Hernandez, of course, he plays for LA Galaxy right now. He's one of the best players in LA Galaxy. I think he scored 16 goals for LA Galaxy this season. I know they didn't make it too far because they lost to LAFC, but I think he should definitely be going. Raul Jimenez, as much as I love him, he hasn't been scoring, he hasn't getting assists, and he hasn't been playing well enough. Now he's playing for Wolves, he's playing for a Premier League team, but it's not good enough. He has to be providing goals, he has to provide assists, and he's not doing that right now. So that's why I'm going for Chicharito. He's scoring goals, he's getting a few assists, and he's playing well. He maybe not play full 90, but playing for the first 60 minutes. Bring on Santiago Jimenez or Henry Martin, and you never know. We could finish off a game with the youthfulness of Santiago Jimenez or Chucky Lozano, you know, linking up with the veterans of the attack, with the, you know, the youthfulness and the, you know, little more experienced players from the attack. And I think we're going to do a great job at this World Cup. That was my roster. Those are my forwards that I'm taking, but I know it's going to be completely different. I know a few of these are very controversial, and I know me saying that I'm not a big fan of Chicharito, I'm still taking him. I'm really not a big fan of Chicharito. I never really was, but I have to acknowledge that he's been great. He's arguably been Mexico's best striker this season, and he has been for quite a few. So yeah, I'm taking those players. So that was my Mexico 26-man roster. I am not sure if by the time this goes out, the roster is already out. I know it's going to be completely different. I know Carlos Vela is not going to be there. Chicharito's not going to be there. Araujo's not going to be there. Julian Araujo, that is. And I know I'm going to get many different, but I mean, that's what I would take. I know Andres Guardado should be there. I know Herrera should be there, but I'm putting a little more youth because as much as I love these players, I want more youth to, you know, experience the World Cup, be able to play the World Cup and, you know, experience what it is to be at such a big tournament. And yeah, to wear the shirt for their home nation. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this. I know this wasn't really a prediction. It's more what I would do if I was the manager. But yeah, Tata Martino, just get out. I don't want to see you leading my team. But it is what it is. He's going to the World Cup. He's taking whatever. He's taking whoever he is. But best of luck to Mexico. I'm going to be rooting for you the entire World Cup until we get knocked out or until we win it. I don't care. We're going for this trophy right here. El Mundial. Let's see if we can win it. Hopefully we can get past El Quinto Partido. But I will see you guys later. Lates.